Good afternoon. Today I'm here at Big Bend State Park in West Texas, not far from Presidio. And it's a beautiful place. It's 1999. It was a big ranch, and they huge ranch, and they donated the land to I've already poured the whiskey, by the way. They donated the land to state of Texas. State of Texas formed a park out of it, and they let people come in. You come in here and camp. It's a beautiful spot, and it's a neat place to come, especially if you're interested in geology, because there's a lot of tectonic movement in this time period in this part of the world. It's really a volcanic area. There was a lot of volcanism occurred 35 million years ago during the Tertiary. We're on the Solitario, which is, I'll put a picture in, which is donated on. This is a geologic map, by the way, and you're probably not going to be able to see it all, but I'll put a picture in over here. And it's the big feature on the right side of the map. There are other, for instance, the Bofacilios vent. There's other evidence of volcanism, that has occurred. Anyway, and this is one of the last ones that occurred. And what the Solitario is it's a sunken in crater. It's a collapsed crater. Now, we're on the very east side of it. We're in between two things, because as the crater collapses, first it comes up through the crust. It bends all the crustal layers from the Cretaceous, especially in this area, which were mostly just Cretaceous limestones. And as it does so, as it explodes, it forms it forms a dome. Well, as it goes through its eruption cycle, that dome, after it's completed its eruption cycle, has now collapsed back in on itself. Okay. Also, I'm here, and then when I get done, I'll try to give you a little 360 here. Then I got to go through the gap into the main crater, and I'll try to take a picture or two there. But we'll digress for that. I've digressed too far. We're going to start with the review now. Glen Garioch. This is the Founder's Reserve 1797. I like the Glen Garioch 12. This is a non-age statement. This is 48% alcohol by volume, so they've got something going for it right there in my book. Glen Garioch is a good basic Scotch. This one has taken some time to open up. Glen Garioch 12 is very good. It progresses through your palate. Watch my video. As that bottle oxidizes, it truly becomes a gem. This one's taking a while, and it may get better as time goes by, but right now I think we're kind of at a happy spot where I can actually review it. Chill filtering, and it is non-chill filtered. It doesn't say nothing on there that I see about coloration. So I don't know about coloring, but oh, I got the neat little thing there. Valley of the Garioch, Old Meldrum, Granby, whatever, Aberdeenshire. Anyway, it is a Highland, by the way, and let's get down to it. It is a nice medium amber, maybe slightly +1, maybe. And we got a water tank right there that's full of water. They run stock. This was a working ranch at one time. That's full of water, and it's got a well that still pumps water to it. And there must be a million bees around that. As you get close to the edge, there's got to be a heck of a beehive around here somewhere full of honey. And there's been a lot of the cholla has been blooming, so it's kind of pretty interesting. So I got a lot of buzzing going on around me. Anyway, back to the Scotch. It is fairly clingy to the glass. Apples, malty apples, red apples. right off the bat. Malt, apples. Now I get vanilla. A subtle background spice of cinnamon. Actually, not so subtle. It's getting better. It's been in the glass about 10 minutes. So this one needs to open up just a little. Pretty much it on the nose. Very malty. Vanilla. Red apples. Cinnamon. Think of apple cinnamon oatmeal. There's a touch of honey in there. I'm getting a touch of honey now. All right, let's jump into the palate. %. Still young. There's a touch of heat there. You're not getting away from the heat. But the red apple, that red apple and that vanilla now are really coming to the forefront. There is the honey too. And cinnamon along with a little cardamom maybe. The baking spices, the cinnamon and the baking spice, maybe a little nutmeg. It's working really good with this one. Once you get past the initial heat, it's good stuff. But you gotta let it open. It takes a little time. Very mouth-watering. Not drying, mouth-watering. Finish is medium. It starts out a little creamy, but that creaminess turns real watery. For $48 to $52, this is a buy. This is a good buy. I have no problem. I got a little wax paper in there because the cap was just a little bit loose, so I use wax paper to tighten the seal. Works real well. The only offsetting factor is toward the end of it, you get sort of a resurgence, a little bit of that alcohol. And that's because there's a little youth going on in there. It turns a slightly uncomfortable sour. It's not a great sour. I like sour things, but this is not that. But it's not until you get into the end of the finish that it really rears its head. And it's not so off-putting that it still is worth the value of the money. Where we're at is the initial burst on the palate. The nose and the initial burst on the palate is going to give you everything you want. Through the mid palate, starting to taper. Then when it gets into the end, starting through the finish, it's still nice, but it's toward the end of that finish that kind of turns a little sour. That kind of makes it a little wonky, I guess. Outside of that, $48 to $52, 48% alcohol by volume. Open it up, take a few drams, let it set for a month. Don't touch it again. Then come back to it, and you'll find it's a much better drink after that. Score. I'm gonna give it an 85 out of 100. It's a good, solid Scotch. I would purchase again if it was so inclined to get it. When I say I could purchase it again, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to purchase it again, because there's so many things I want to try, so many things I want to do, that a reinvestment of money into this would only be if I was in a situation where I wanted a Scotch. I didn't have one around, if I'm traveling or something. And this is one of the ones sitting on the shelf next to Glenlivet Founders Reserve and a few other cheaper blends. This one's definitely coming to the house before those, or the motel room or the campsite or wherever. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about it. Remember, the spirit in your glass ain't running from you. Take your time, sip it, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. Now, I'm going to try to go out there and take care of this. So kind of give you a little 360 view of the area. All right, now let's see if we can do that 360 view. There's the tank. There's the what's left of the windmill, and they called it a cabin on there. So who knows what it was used for? I bet it was just a line cabin when they used to run cabin for the cowboys to stay in. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Everybody have a good afternoon.